Well guys, we're finally here. The last lecture from William James's Pragmatism series. I don't really see any other videos covering these lectures past the first and second ones, so this may very well be the only video on the subject. Which means I could say something totally wrong and it'd be cemented here on YouTube as the only answer. That's a pretty scary responsibility. Not to worry though, cause we'll get it right. And if you've been with me since the first lecture video, then thank you so much for sticking around till now. By the way, if I sound kinda off, that's because I'm kinda battling a cold, so that's why. Now the last couple lectures were pretty heavy on truth, and you might have thought that James has forgotten about the original importance of pragmatism, and its focus on the meaningful practical power of beliefs. But James thankfully reiterates this at the start of this lecture. On pragmatic principles, we cannot reject any hypothesis if consequences useful to life flow from it. Now why is he bringing this up? Because religion is one of those interesting hypotheses. Religious beliefs extend beyond what we can perceive as reality. They tell tales that can't be fully denied or proven by empirical analysis. They really are outside of truth and require that leap of faith to accept them. But there's two ways of religious thinking according to James. One is to say, yes, my religion is the correct one and I have no doubts about it. The other is to say that I have faith that my religion is correct, but I also see it as a strong possibility rather than a certainty. The key difference here is the concept of possibility. But what does this mean in relation to religion? It means not only that there are no preventative conditions present, but that some of the conditions of production of the possible thing actually are here. James chooses to use the example of a possible chicken to explain this, and let me just say, I fully endorse this choice. A possible chicken means that 1. The idea of chicken contains no essential self-contradiction. 2. That no boys, skunks, or other enemies are about. And 3. That at least an actual egg exists. So if we apply this to religious beliefs, this would mean that a possible religious belief would have no essential self-contradictions. There are no conditions present that would certainly prevent that religion from being realized as true, and there are some conditions that actually show it to be possibly true. Take the Buddhist idea of reincarnation, for example. I'll leave the self-contradiction thing aside for now because that's a lengthy discussion. But as to conditions, there is nothing in the world that certainly says that newborns are not simply reincarnations of past people. And furthermore, the fact that there are newborns shows that there is a possibility for this belief to be true. But again, this is all in the realm of possibility, and possibility speaks to James's belief in something called meliorism. Meliorism treats salvation as neither necessary nor impossible. It treats it as possibility, which becomes more and more of a probability the more numerous the actual conditions of salvation become. It is clear that pragmatism must incline towards meliorism. Now big important thing to note. James says that pragmatism inclines towards this meliorism. But why doesn't he just say that pragmatism fully endorses this way of religious thinking and disavows any dogmatic religious beliefs? Well, it's because those more absolutist religious beliefs have a lot of pragmatic value themselves. You see, for James, it really depends on how tolerable life is. If you're doing fine in life and everything's good, you don't need that dogmatic absolute religion to comfort you. But if you do find yourself in times of trouble, that form of religion is extremely comforting. There are moments of discouragement in us all, when we are sick of self and tired of vainly striving. Our own life breaks down, and we fall into the attitude of the prodigal son. We want a universe where we can just give up, fall on our Father's neck, and be absorbed into the absolute life as a drop of water melts into the river or the sea. Although one can say that pragmatism in general favors that possible religious mindset, one's personal pragmatism may endorse the more absolutist religion. And we don't only see this with religion, we could see this in philosophy. If you don't got anxiety about life and are pretty gung-ho, you might be more favorable to a Nietzschean philosophy. If you do struggle with anxiety or depression, perhaps the Stoics or the Taoists are more for you. Religion and philosophy are thus like a medicine cabinet. You gotta choose the right one for the problems you're facing. Now, a religious dogmatist might say that the melioristic or possibility-minded religious person isn't true to their faith if they just think of it as a possibility full of doubts, but I disagree. A faith that's been challenged by doubts and questions comes out stronger from that process as opposed to a faith that's just been passed down by generations and is taken as a certainty. It's like comparing a maul katana to a battle-hardened sword. The maul katana is like a faith of certainty. It's never seen struggle or doubt and is thus very weak foundationally. Compare this to a faith that's been through the ringer, that's seen conflict and hardship. To still maintain that faith in the end is greater in my opinion, but that's just me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now with these lectures wrapping up, I think it'd be interesting to explore ideas from different religions that may or may not provide that pragmatic value to us. You don't have to agree with the overall religion, but let's not toss the baby out with the bathwater. Wisdom can exist in all religions in some way, and we could seek it out and better our lives without forcing ourselves to believe in the overall religion if we don't want to. That'll be the goal for the coming videos. If you enjoyed this video and the entire William James Pragmatism lecture series, then be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thank you all who've watched every single one of these, and I wish you all a beautiful rest of your day.